Right, you are now live.
Wonderful. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It is April 17th, 2023. Get the Grants Committee agenda for today. We'll start off with a call to order and our land acknowledgements. So the Halifax Region Municipality is located in Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. The municipality acknowledges the peace and friendship treaty signed in this territory and recognizes that we are all treaty people. So roll call for today. Councillor Kathy Deagle-Gammon sends her regrets, so I will be stepping in as Vice Chair. Councillor Becky Kent. Don't see Councillor Becky Kent. Councillor Lindell Smith.
Hello, folks. Happy to be here.
Yeah, nice to see you again. Councillor Lisa Blackburn.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Elena Baxter.
Hi from downtown Lower Sackville.
Love it. Stefan Luden.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
Good morning. Good morning from Costa Rica.
Oh, we're jealous. So,
Morning.
yes. How do you kick Stefan from the group? That's one sec here. So jealous this morning. So jealous. Leona this
We'll
morning?
keep the baby.
Yeah, we'll keep the baby. Yeah. Yes. Do we have Leona this morning? No, Leona?
No, Leona.
No?
Leona
Okay.
has not joined
Okay.
yet.
Hey, Io?
Good morning from
Good morning.
beautiful Parkland Mall here on Spring Garden Road.
Love it. Love it. We're very close to there. All right. And Alex Handyside.
Hello, good morning from District 5, downtown Dartmouth.
Love it. Okay, and the staff that will be helping us today, PJ Temple, Team Lead, Grants Tax and Special Projects, and Elizabeth McDonald, our Legislative Assistant for the day. Okay, approval of the minutes. Are there any errors or omissions? That's hearing none. Call for a motion to approve the minutes.
I move
Motion.
we approve the minutes of March 13th.
I got Atlanta is first, and Lisa would be second on that. Okay, so call for the question.
Question?
All those in favor say aye, opposed nay.
Aye.
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 Motion
Aye.
carries. Okay, approval of the order of business and approval of additions or deletions. Elizabeth, were there any additions or deletions?
There are no additions or deletions from the clerk's office.
Perfect. Okay, would any member like to move items? Hearing none. Call for the motion to approve the order of business.
Motion.
Second?
Second, wonderful. Carries. Okay. Business uprising go to the minutes is none for this time. Call for declaration of conflict of interests. Are there any committee members, if there are any conflict of interest to declare? None. Consideration of deferred business. None. Correspondence, petitions, and delegations. Are there any correspondence, petitions, or delegations?
There is no correspondence or deletions from the clerk's office.
Very good. Okay, no petitions. Presentations. PJ, do we have anything prepared for today's very brief meeting?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And our apologies for calling a meeting with one item, but it is a little time sensitive, so we do appreciate your participation. No, we don't have a presentation. It's simply the report in front of you. Staff are here, myself and also Carolyn Penny. Carolyn
Oh, my
is
apologies.
That's all right. Carolyn is a senior financial consultant, and I refer to her as the new Andre. In other words, I found somebody with computer skills who can add up. So we're all good. So Carolyn will be joining us for the first time today, but we'll be coming forward to future meetings when we actually get into the detail of the tax relief redesign proposed. So today's meeting is to address a referral from Regional Council, which applies to only one organization, but we will be coming back at a future date to give a presentation to the Grants Committee on the proposed redesign. We have one more report scheduled for April 25th with Regional Council, and these are conceptual reports. But once we feel we've got a firmer ground and we have some direction from Council, then we'll be coming back to the Grants Committee to make a full presentation and have a more robust discussion about tax redesign. It is a big issue. It's a big program. It's very expensive and complex. So we're trying to break it down into manageable parts. But we wanted in this report to address just one case, status quo today, and what that might look like under the redesign, and then keep moving forward. So we're here to take any questions of clarification from the committee, and away we go.
Wonderful. Okay. Are there any, I would invite the rest of the committee if they have any questions at this time for the Caroline, Elizabeth, or PJ. Are there any questions? This is gonna be a very short meeting.
We can go through I think we have the speakers list here if you want to go through that.
We can.
But I mean, if no one has any questions, then that's also completely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. We can. Are there any questions, Lindell? No, nothing. Shaking his head. Okay, Lisa, Council Lisa Blackburn.
Yeah, thank you.
Apologies there, Lindell.
I guess I just for PJ, and I'm assuming that there was a pretty extensive consultation with the tennis center on this, and this keeping them at Schedule 29 of the tax relief program that works with their what they're expecting to have going forward, that this isn't coming as a surprise to them or anything like that.
Through Mr. Chair to Councillor Blackburn. The tennis organization has made several submissions since their addition to the program. And you see the report address some of those issues, membership versus non-membership, debt load, and so on. They haven't been notified of this report. Typically, that wouldn't be our general practice. We have 250 organizations in the program. But certainly once we get to Regional Council, the councillor may notify them. And certainly after a decision has been made, they would be notified. So what we're proposing is the status quo would stay for 2023, this fiscal year, for all groups in the program, including other tennis clubs and other sports clubs in Schedule 29. And then the goal is, if timelines work, the redesign would be launched in 2024.
Okay.
But part of that redesign plan includes a communications plan. Hence, we really need to get just that next step of clarification from council, and then we're in a position to be able to provide information to the current participants in the program. That's for all uniformly across the board. So we don't have the shock value to deal with in addition to the change. And again, we'd like to do that as soon as possible, but we need to be clear in what we're communicating to the group so that we don't create chaos. But
absolutely. No, understand completely. I appreciate that. Thank you.
okay.
Thank you, PJ, for the clarification there. Okay, Alana Baxter, any questions? No? Okay. Stefan, any questions from the warm location you are in right now? Io, any questions?
No, no question.
No? Okay. And Alex, any questions?
No, not from me. Thanks.
Okay, no worries. Okay, I'm going to call for the motion. And this would be on 9.1.1 tax relief 2022 referral regional tennis.
Did you want somebody to put that on the, put the motion on the floor?
I do, yes. So I need a mover and a
Oh.
seconder.
All right, I'll move that the Grants Committee recommend that Halifax Regional Council retain the Nova Scotia Regional Tennis Development Association on Schedule 29 of the Tax Relief for Nonprofit Organizations Administrative Order, pending the implementation of a new administrative order respecting tax relief. I so move.
Do we have a seconder?
Second.
Second is Alana Baxter. Call for the question. All those in favor, aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, and any added items? There are no added items. So,
Mr. Chair, I do have
Yes.
a request under item 12, date of next meeting.
yes, so date of next meeting was May 8th, 2023. Go ahead there, PJ.
Thank you.
All right.
Again, as we move forward with a lot of work, we're trying to pace ourselves in order to communicate as quickly as we can with applicants to the various programs. So my question to the committee, and I don't think we need a firm answer today, maybe this is something the clerk's office could circulate, but I'm wondering if you would be able to accommodate moving the May 8th meeting out to later in May, still keeping June. But the reason for that is we have our community grants program, a lot of applications, a large report to discuss. We'll also anticipate having our community museums, grants, awards report ready for that meeting. And again, depending on where we are with our tax redesign, there may be room on the agenda for at least an orientation to the concepts of redesign. And we're not the only ones on an agenda, so I appreciate that. There may be other reports to come forward in addition to our own. But I just put that out there. Maybe, Elizabeth, we could send something by email to canvass the availability. I was thinking of May 22nd, but that's Victoria Day. So it may be May 29th, but.
Yeah, I was going to suggest perhaps, Elizabeth, you could send a piece of correspondence around and ask people for the availability and see when we can get the most people possible. If we're able to move it as well, we want to check with the chair as well to make sure that we're able to accommodate their schedule as well.
Absolutely.
So we can make note of
absolutely.
that.
I can definitely send something out, and then we can also consult with the chair as well to see what she thinks about that.
That would make for a pretty lengthy meeting, I would assume.
Yes, it would. And I say that in fairness to my colleagues, we could have a less than market value lease or some other item. It's not just our agenda. But I do think rather than have a May meeting with insufficient, let's gauge what that agenda might be and any benefit of moving it out a little bit. Okay.
Alana, you have your hand raised.
Yes, thank you.
No worries.
Regarding the change in the next meeting, another consideration given the anticipated heavy load would be to propose a face-to-face for that meeting. So that might be something else that you want to talk to the chair about.
Yes, thank you, Alana. I do believe that a couple months ago and last year as well, we did have a consensus that some of the heavier meetings that we were going to move to a face-to-face agenda, just so it's a little easier to kind of work through, kind of have those conversations. So that may be something as well that we may have to look at as well. And maybe Elizabeth can look at availability for the committee in booking that as well.
Yeah, once we decide on a day, I can definitely look at availability just to kind of generally gauge level of interest. Would everyone be interested in meeting in person, or is there anyone that would not be able to attend an in-person meeting at this time?
I know we're missing a few committee members.
Well, I work every other Monday, so it really depends. If it falls on a non-working day for me, then I can attend in person. If I am working that day, then I would attend by Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So the only other unfortunate thing at this time is that we don't have a hybrid option. So it would either be an in-person meeting or it would be a virtual meeting, but there wouldn't be the option with the in-person meeting for members to join over Zoom, unfortunately. So we would just really want to ensure if we do have an in-person meeting that we'd be able to achieve quorum.
Absolutely.
But that's definitely a conversation we can have once we figure out when we want to, if we want to reschedule the May meeting and when we want to reschedule that too.
Why no hybrids?
We just don't have the technology at the time. It is something we're working on at the clerk's office. But unfortunately at the time, it's not an option. It is something we are working toward, but
Okay.
it's something that we should have in the future and that we hope to be able to offer to members soon.
Okay. Thank you for the question, Alana. Stefan, you had a question?
Just to mention that I'll be out of town, so I can attend virtually, but I wouldn't be able to attend in person in May.
Okay. And is that all of May?
That's all of May, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, making note of that, send along. Okay, thank you for that, Stefan. Okay, any other questions for PJ regarding the availability or any questions for Elizabeth for availability? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah, another follow-up.
Yes.
I'm on a couple of boards.
Okay.
And I really don't understand what, like they all have hybrid options. And I don't understand what, I know this has been something that's come up a few times since I've been on this committee the past few years. And I just don't understand why it's taking a while for the city to move to a hybrid option. So I just want to kind of emphasize that would be a great option to have, just given some of the responses today. I'm not sure who has authority on that. I think there has to be a change to a bylaw, or I'm not really sure. I'm showing my ignorance right now. There's quite a bit of it, but it becomes evident every once in a while. But I'd like to just make a point that this is something that has been a concern for a while with this committee, and I suspect others. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Alana. And it is something that a lot of people have asked about as well. I can only speak to what I know and what I've been told. It has a lot to do with Administrative Order 1 and having that amended at this time, according to the administrative order, members have to be both seen and heard. So there would have to be a way to simultaneously broadcast an in-person and a Zoom meeting. And that's the technology piece that we don't have at this time and that we are working toward.
Yeah, because you'd have to pull from two different data sources into one stream and then broadcast it, which is something that typically within the normal common business place, the technology doesn't exist. It is something that would have to be set up. So I mean, it would be something that would be nice, Elizabeth. Maybe you can pass along that feedback, because I know it has been. I kind of do agree with Alana that it's been 2.5 years since we've had that conversation about Administrative Order 1, and so it would be nice to eventually get to there. Just because with Alex and Stefan and we try to accommodate people's busy schedules as much as we can, and we don't want Stefan to leave the warm weather, and then Alana leaves the many lakes of Sackville, so kind of jealous to leave those water sites. So Lisa, you had your hand up. Was it AO1?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. And the other piece too is that the meetings have to be broadcast, and so that's the real challenge from a technological point of view. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Okay, well, thank you all for your lively engagement on the availability and the meeting of today. I'm gonna call for an adjournment. I need someone to move.
Move.
Thank you, Alana. Okay, so our next meeting is on tentatively May 8th, subject to change, depending on the availability of everyone in the schedule coming up.
Thank you, Joseph. John,
No
well
worries.
done.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you
you.
very much for your time,
Thank you,
everybody.
folks. See you
Thanks,
again.
Thank you.
everybody.
Take care. Have a
care.
great week.
You too.
Bye-bye. Take care,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Gotta go.